Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to today's chat. I want to wait till we get some of you guys here in my rooms. You know that I am here live from my YouTube channel, from my Facebook personal profile, my 2 Facebook groups, and my Facebook business page. So come on in. And when you're here, make sure that you stop by and you say hello. I already see Miss Hurricane is here on YouTube. Welcome, girl. So happy to have you here. Today's discussion, you guys, is one that I think is like super important. You're right. I always say that every talk I have is like super important, but I try to like touch on things that I think is very current for all of you, and just like, things that we're all dealing with at some point in life. And I think today is going to be the more important talk that I have for this week, at least because of where we are in the world right now. And I know that if I'm dealing with all of this stuff in the way that I am, that everybody else is too. We're all in the same boat. So come on in, say hello when you come on in. I see Monica is here. Hey, Monica, what's going on? Happy to have you here. Alicia's here. Hey there, Alicia. Welcome to have you here as well, both of you guys from YouTube. If you are joining me for the first time, be sure that you go ahead and subscribe right now. Subscribe and hit the bell notification so that way when I do release new videos, when I go live and all that stuff, you never miss a single thing. If you are on my Facebook right now, give this video a thumbs up and share it, because I really want to get this conversation out, have some adult talk about dealing with crisis and just dealing with finding your balance during times of stress and all that other stuff. So share this video. And while you're at it, my YouTube folks, give this video a like right now. Thumbs up this video so that way YouTube goes ahead and shares it. I'm looking at my hands right now. I hope that they don't look too yellow and crazy. I did this turmeric body scrub this morning, like all over, like this beautiful turmeric body scrub that I made up. And now I think I have yellow everywhere. But so if my hands are looking yellow, I don't have jaundice. I am just covered in turmeric apparently still. But so today's discussion, let me tell you the inspiration behind it. Listen, I mean, we're all just dealing with this coronavirus stuff, and for some of us, we were starting to come out of it in our cities. I'm in Los Angeles. They just moved us into phase 2, I think, or something like that. And then, everything exploded this weekend with the protests and the riots. And I'm not going to get into that conversation today because I really want my space to be somewhere where you guys can kind of escape from the conversation, but it does impact your fitness. I live within a mile of all of that stuff that was going on. So the places that you saw burning on TV and being broken into and looted in LA, those are literally my stomping grounds. In fact, I was headed there that Saturday where it all really took off. But I kept seeing helicopters over my building here and hearing sirens and stuff. So I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to go to sleep. And when I woke up, it's like, wow, my whole entire neighborhood basically is imploding. So needless to say, it was very stressful, and it has been very stressful dealing with all of this coronavirus stuff, dealing with just life right now. And I have found ways throughout the years to deal with stress myself. I am the type of person, I don't do well with stress, and I've really worked really super hard in my life to try to maintain the stress in my life. I don't say that I live a stress-free life, but I definitely have learned how to live a more low-stress life. And it's those principles that I have relied on throughout the years that have really got me through this weekend. I was going through a lot of anxiety this weekend. I couldn't sleep. I've had this massive headache that finally went away. And I found myself in a moment of crying as well. Just oh my God, how, the world, right? So I know that if I am out there feeling this, I am not the only one. So today I want to talk about 5 tips that have helped me in my process and living through all of this stuff right now, and just not even just now, but other points of crisis, and your personal crisis or personal stress points in your life, and how you can kind of still maintain a semblance of balance as much as you can, and also just keep your sanity. What I want to preface this discussion, particularly right now in this moment, to say is that I'm not saying to ignore the things that are going on around you. I think that there's a time and a place. I think that we also need to be able to step away from certain situations and certain discussions to find our center first before you can go ahead and re-engage and get solution. So that's where today's inspiration is coming from. As you know, if you have questions, comments, and all that stuff, be sure to share them, because I feel that like we are all in this together, and expanding the conversation is really important. So let's go ahead and jump into today's discussion in detail. You know, I got some slides for you guys. So today is more of, for our lesson of the day is more of a food for thought, maintaining your health and sanity in times of crisis and stress. So the first tip I want to go over with you guys today, out of the 5 that I have, is to say that it's okay to want to remove yourself from the conversation for a little while. And the reason why I feel like this is super important, because I feel like, I've been seeing a lot of discussions on Facebook particularly, where a lot of folks are getting upset if you're not engaging openly on your timeline or whatever about what's going on, or if you're in certain groups and posts are being deleted and stuff like that. And I don't know about you, but like, I have my time and place for everything. You know what I mean? And I feel like those of us who actually need that, like stepping back, are being ostracized for like not wanting to talk about things ad nauseum. So for those of you who are like me, who need to step away, I want to tell you, it is okay to step away from the conversation for a while. And that doesn't mean that you're less passionate about the things that are going on around you. It doesn't mean that you're less passionate about dealing with, social justice issues or other things. But you can't be in that 24 hours a day, because you're kind of rendered powerless. Like if that's all you can consume yourself with. So if you are someone right now who's feeling overwhelmed by everything, you don't want to talk about it all of the time, I want to say to you, it is okay to step back. Don't feel guilty about it. And that the more you can center yourself, the more you can come from a place of clarity, and not just emotion, not just anger, not just fear, not just anxiety. The more you can come at a conversation from a place of sanity and clarity, the better. So if you're a person out there who needs to step back, I want to give you that permission to do so in number 1, my first tip. Tip number 2 is going to go on the same kind of vein. And that is to unplug from social media, or choose to limit your exposure to it. One of the fantastic things about, the world that we live in today is that we are all super connected 24 hours a day. I mean, look at this. I'm here in LA, California, and you are wherever you are right now, and you got some little alert on your phone that said, hey, Roxy's live. We're going to have a good discussion. Now you're here. And social media is a very powerful thing. In times of crisis, turmoil, and all that other stuff, I mean, I was thinking about how the Spanish flu, or let's say the Black Plague, back in the day back then, where all these people were going through this similar experience, but they were not interconnected. And nowadays, 2020, here we are with this huge pandemic, and we all get to share our experiences in that. But just like having to step away from the conversation, sometimes it's just too freaking much. So if you need to unplug from social media, take off Facebook for a while, or there are great apps online where you can set a timer to how long you stay on these apps, and it will lock you out when you're not supposed to be on there. And I really encourage you to look into them and to go ahead and take a look at that. Or even disable your social media apps from your phone and your mobile devices, and maybe only go on them when you are on your desktop. I also think that limiting how much media you watch, no matter what side of the fence, you could be conservative, liberal, I don't care what you are, sometimes you just need to turn it off to be able to think clearly and to be able to just live your life in a way that makes sense. I haven't been watching the news for about 3 weeks. I just turned it right off. I only recently turned it on to see what the heck was going on with all this stuff that we, the protests and da-da-da. And even then, I just watched a little bit and that's it. I can't watch anymore. So unplug. Unplugging is so important to our mental health. There have been enough studies that have said that social media has its insidious side, whereas it really transforms the way you see yourself and you see the world. So don't be afraid to unplug and take a step back and really just protect, guard your heart, guard your mind, guard your sanity. There's nothing wrong with that. So let's go ahead and look at tip number 3. Tip number 3, be more diligent about being active when stressed. Exercise equals endorphins. So one thing we know about exercise and training and just being active in general is that it's really great for helping you to keep your endorphin levels up. Your endorphins are your happy hormones, okay? Or endorphins and or serotonin, all these things. These are your happy hormones. And even if you're not able to get out to the gym or you can't get a full workout on, something as simple as going out and taking a walk or just, whatever, just getting out in the fresh air and moving your body. There's something just so therapeutic about that, One of the things I did this weekend that really helped when I was just really feeling like I couldn't even breathe. Like I was just like, okay, I gotta get out. So I went out. I put on like a cute little sundress, child. I like to wear cute little outfits and stuff. So I put on a cute little outfit and I went and I walked around the block, okay? And I felt so much better afterwards. I got a little sweat going. I was moving. I felt my heart rate moving. I pushed myself by doing it in a brisk pace, but it felt good. And this morning, I went out for my normal jog. And I'll work out later today with my bands and my weights and stuff like that. But exercise is such an important part of keeping your sanity. So even if you're not really doing anything right now, listen, honey, today is June 1st. Okay, that means you're in a new month. We're about to hit up the summertime. So if you've been sitting on your butt not doing anything, now is the time to commit, okay? Because not only is it going to help you get that stomach ready for summer, whatever summer we're supposed to have now, but you can go ahead and help to relieve that stress. So I encourage you to get up, work out, and do your things. Stay active. It's so helpful in your mental health and sanity. So let's go ahead and move on to tip number 4 today. Tip number 4, deliberately include time for meditation, prayer, or just alone time with your thoughts. So here on my channel, you know that I'm very big on looking at fitness from a totality kind of a mindset, in a way to say that your fitness is not just about how you eat and how you train, but your fitness is also about your mental fitness, your emotional fitness, your spiritual fitness. It's all together. Because truly, fitness is about what you see on the outside is reflective of what's going on inside of you. Okay? And really, I have found that meditation has been the most incredible thing for me to help to relax and unwind. In fact, for my clients that are watching, I've got a meditation that I'm going to be sending you guys this week to do just calming and de-stressing and stuff. And there are so many meditation resources online, you guys. Like there's some on YouTube here, there's some on Spotify. There's so many out there that you can just plug into and take your time to just relax your mind. The other aspect that I'll talk about as well, for those of you who are of faith, no matter what faith you are, whether you're Christian or Muslim or, Jewish or whatever else is out there, prayer has been an important part in my life. I'm Roman Catholic, and I recently just bought a new rosary, and I decided to really commit to saying a rosary every morning or at night before bed, and it's just really helped me to just bring grace into my life. It's really helped me to just bring my spirituality into the limelight in a way that I see it as part of my mental health. So I encourage those of you who are into that to start to turn to that in times like this, particularly. If you're not religious, that's okay. Spend time on your own, alone time, where you can just have your own thoughts. Maybe you want to journal or whatever, but I really think that meditation, time alone, prayer, turning inward is so important in this time, you guys. I cannot stress it enough. That has been the only thing that I feel had, like, when I was really in this dark place after I had stopped competing. I talked about this before, and like I wasn't dancing anymore, I wasn't acting, I wasn't doing all the stuff that I really felt I identified with as a person, as a human being, and my reasons on this planet. When I turned to meditation, when I turned to centering myself, my whole life turned around. So I'm really big on it. I encourage my clients to include it in their own fitness practice. And I encourage you to start looking into that for yourself today, especially right now. There is so much spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional warfare going on. I don't know about you, but I feel so uncertain about these times. This virus isn't going away. Now our economy is tanking, and now we're dealing with this whole entire social issue. Guys, you better center your heart, no matter what you believe. I'm not even talking about God and religion, but center yourself. I promise you it will help in times like today. And let's go ahead and look at tip number 5. Tip number 5, beware of emotional eating. You guys know I have to put that nutritional, what you're putting in your mouth standpoint in that. Okay, don't let stress make you eat beyond your norm. So a lot of people tend to deal with stress by way of what they put into their mouth. Eating feels good because one of the things that happens when you eat is endorphins go up, serotonin goes up, all the feel-good hormones, they go up when you eat. And so it's no wonder that people deal with stress by way of putting things in their mouth and eating. And if you're on a fitness kick right now and you are trying to get healthier, you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to stay, keep those hips from spreading. You know what I'm talking about, ladies? Oh, right? Or gentlemen, you know, them bellies going out. You want to keep them under control. You got to keep under control what you put in your mouth. So become more cognizant and aware of when you are turning to food to soothe you emotionally. When you are turning to food as that way to help you to cope with things that are going on right now, become cognizant. When you're eating outside of times where you're actually hungry, ask yourself, okay, am I hungry right now? Am I eating this because I'm bored? Am I eating this because I feel anxiety? Okay, if that's the reason, what's causing that sense of boredom? What's causing that sense of anxiety? What's causing that sense of me wanting to eat? Address the problem. Don't dress it up by way of covering it up with food, okay? And I think right now, a lot of folks are dealing with this. Hey, one of the number one things I can say, now this is really helpful for those of you that don't have children in the house, but even with them, you can teach them some good habits. Or if you're not living with other people, keep junk foods and stuff like that that's easily snackable out of the house. And if you're living with other people, you got kids, this is a great opportunity to start teaching them how to eat right. So keep some fruits, some vegetables and other things that are healthier in the house. That way, if you do have the urge to snack, I mean, you don't hear too many people saying I got fat from eating too many bananas. Okay, I think the fiber is going to get you before you get there. But you know what I'm saying there? So become aware of your eating habits. Stick to your meal planning if you're doing that already. If you typically like to eat 2 to 3 meals a day, keep it to that, or 3 to 4, or 4 to 6, whatever you like, keep it to that. And try to be really super aware when you're eating beyond those time periods, particularly when you know you're not really hungry. Emotional eating could be taking over and your waistline is going to go with it. And we don't want that, do we? No, because summer is around the corner. All right, I do have one more tip for you guys. I have a bonus tip for today to help you to maintain your sanity and your fitness and your health in times of stress and crisis. And I think this one is probably the most important tip that I can share with you today. And to just say it is okay to admit that you are not okay. Your mental health is crucial to physical health. Seek help and talk to someone. So I think in our society, the way things have evolved is that we have devolved, or maybe we've always been here. Who knows? We are currently in this place where everybody is supposed to be happy all of the time. That your social media and your life, nothing is supposed to be going wrong. You're supposed to always have a smile on your face because life is so perfect, even when actually it's crumbling all around you and you cannot deal with it. And you're stressed out and you're depressed and you just feel helpless. And I need to say to you that it is okay to feel that way too. You know, it becomes about like, how are you going to then get yourself out of it? Every single one of us on this planet has been there. You know, there's not a single person that is living right now that hasn't been sad or emotional or depressed or whatever. But the most important thing is that you actually talk to someone. Don't bottle it in. You know, I used to be one of those people, like I didn't want to be a burden on people. Like I never wanted to like put my emotions or like, you know, things that I was dealing with at the feet of other people. I always felt like I had to just be strong and like, you know, handle it. I can do this kind of thing. Like, you know, until I realized that that was the worst thing that you can do for yourself. You know, this weekend I posted something on my Facebook. I said like, you know what, they're rioting outside. There's a lot of stuff going on and I'm not okay. And one of my cousins called me. She's like, hey, you know, what's going on? You need to talk. And I was so thankful that she did. Like, it made me feel that much better. So talk to someone, you guys. And if you don't have someone to talk to, there are a lot of online counseling services and stuff like that you can talk to a therapist, and they're low cost. Some of them I know you can even apply for like discounted like rates or whatever. And I say to look into that. Mental health is not talked about enough, and the conversation has been getting bigger. over the years. But mental health in relation to fitness, I think it goes hand in hand. You know, and as someone who's a professional in this field, I feel like it's my duty, it's my responsibility, it's my obligation to bring this up and to add this to the conversation about feeling better, looking better, and being better, truly living a life that's surrounded by fitness and rooted in your health in the long term. So I simply hope that today's discussion just lit that fire in you a little bit more, and maybe in some ways has made you feel like you're not alone in this, you know, and to feel that like your ways of handling whatever works for you in this situation is okay. And that these tips here, these 6 tips that I have, are just like some of the icing on the cake and maybe some things for you to consider and think about. So let me go ahead and take a look at the comments before I log off here for the day. Got a lot of folks coming in today. So let me go back up here. Okay, there we go. Anne is here. Anne is one of my newest rock stars. Hey Anne, happy to have you here. Elise is here. She says this is her first time catching a live. Yes, guys. Normally if I go live on YouTube in particular, I will put up an alert maybe the day before or sometimes an hour before. So it's going to be really important for you to subscribe right now. If you're not subscribed, if you're watching in the rebroadcast, subscribe right now, hit that red button. And then next to the red button, there's a little bell and you can set your notifications and set it to all notifications. So that way when I go live, the alert goes up and boom, you know when I'm going to be there. But usually I like to do lives and stuff around 11 a.m. I like to do them typically on Tuesday and Thursday. And that's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'd like to do it on Tuesday and Thursday here on YouTube and on Facebook and all my other pages. But today I just felt like I didn't want to do pre-recorded content because I felt like this conversation was super important. So welcome, Elise. Miss Hurricane says, yep, I've been thinking about taking a social media break. Definitely. And it's okay. Listen, Facebook will always be there. People will always be talking about whatever the hell they're talking about. You know, they'll be there. So if you need to take a step back, even I did that. Even if it was just for like a day where I like literally deactivated my Facebook account. And I was just like, oh, I needed to really just 24 hours of just, I couldn't even look at it. So it was deactivated and I came back on when I was ready to share myself again. So Anne says she hasn't turned on the TV in over a month. Very true. Good stuff. And Alicia Thomas says it's way too much sometimes. It is. Yuri from Facebook says hello. Gabby says hello. Hey there, Gabby from YouTube. Miss Hurricane says she starts her day with gratitude, which is awesome. And I think, one of the things that we talk about every single week in our group coaching calls for my clients is I always ask them on our calls, share with us one thing that you are grateful for. And I think that it's so easy when you are in times of crisis, when you are in times of just turmoil and stress in your life, and not even just on a global scale, just on a personal scale. It's very easy to lose sight of things that you can be thankful for, and I've always turned to that to help to see a light at the end of the tunnel. Name 1 or 2 things that you can be grateful for in this moment. I think it's just so important, you guys. If you don't have anything, be grateful for the fact that you woke up today. You have another opportunity to live your life on this planet and to get it right. Because somebody, somewhere in the world did not. Somebody just took their last breath right now. So if there's anything you can be grateful at least to reflect on in your meditations and stuff like that, like I suggested to you, be grateful that you're alive to do that. Claudia is here online from Facebook. Hey there, Claudia. Carolyn. Hey, Carolyn. What's going on, girl? Leadership. Yes, absolutely. Good to see you here. Victorino Garcia. Well said. Thank you, Victorino. I appreciate you. Miss Hurricane says it's too much stigma surrounding mental health. There is a lot of stigma around mental health, you guys. And like I said, it's really important that you pay attention to that. We've all been depressed. I've been that's why I share this stuff with you guys. That's why I'm so open, because you watch me, and some of you have been watching me for a long time through my competitive career. And when I took a break from that, when I went back to it, when I changed divisions, when I did this, a lot of you did not see me or don't know me from when I was a dancer, when I was an actress and I was doing all of that. I mean, I was a professional. I really was doing that. So, I mean, you guys have seen me through so many phases of my life, and I feel like it is my duty to be honest, to be open, and to share that part. Because if you see how I can deal with it and openly talk with you, you should have the courage to do it for yourself as well. So take care of yourself, you guys. Monica says, the kiddos and I just got back from walking around the neighborhood. It is a beautiful day outside. It was a nice distraction from all the craziness that's going on right now. Fantastic. That's really great. That's really, really great, Monica. And that's it. So, yeah, guys. So thank you so much for for joining me for today's conversation. Once again, like if you're on Facebook right now, what would be really great is to just share this message. Share it because when you share, you add value to other people's lives, of course. And also, I think that this is a conversation that we need to have in addition to all of the other things that are going on. You know, so many people are out there just mentally suffering right now. And I just to be able to share ways to be able to handle it. And if you just take one of these tips and that helps you, then it's like my job and what was on my heart today to bless you guys with and share with is done, you know? If you're on YouTube right now, look at the thumbs up button, say hello to it, and click it. Give me a thumbs up, okay? So that way YouTube definitely shares this. And I will see you guys on the next video. I will be going live again this week. I don't know if I'm going to go live on Thursday or Friday, but look out for the notifications. That's why you have to set your notifications so that way you know when I do. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.